Well, welcome back to the real shop. There she is. I got her wiped down with wax and grease remover, but so I'm letting her dry and get a little warm because I opened up the door to get the dust out from sanding and blowing it off. So I'm getting the ambient temperature back, but hit it with 180 and get all the old black and down the original white, and then I'm sorry, 80 grit, then 180, then 320, I think is what I did. Yeah, and then I took the center doodles out, and again, this is just using barbecue paint, so I mean I'm not putting too much effort into it. This is about an hour and a half worth of actual work, I guess. So we're gonna get some paint on her now as soon as she warms up and gets all the gases off, all that stuff, all the chemicals from cleaning. I'll do the backside later after this dries, and just hit it with, I'm just going to hit it with the same black like I did, but this time I'll try and get some of that, clean some of that mess up off of there so it'll stick better. But it's just a race car, man. I just want it one color. So here we go, and no rust. Here we go. The thing I like about this is it's only been like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and you can see the nice sheen that it's accepted. It's laid out really nicely. I put it on super stupid thick, and I got one run right here, but that's because we triple coated that right. You see me right off the bat, but yeah. So we'll go for another coat here because this is almost flashed off, and we'll see if I can get a nice good coverage so that the rust doesn't poke through again. Alrighty, I didn't trust that bungee cord to hold it up all night. It's time for me to call it a day. Looks pretty good. I put it back on the stand, but we'll let her finish gassing off and doing its thing, and we'll be ready to do the other side tomorrow or something. Okay, well, we've been poking along over the holidays, just a little couple hours here, couple hours there. Just got stuff plugged in, buttoned up, wiring done down here. I haven't tidied this up. I want to make sure everything works. I got the battery plugged in, and I turned the ignition on, and I had to mess with each one of those. I had one bad relay, so I took my spare, put it on the water, made sure each one of them came on properly. I still don't have this guy on. Just kind of going slow. I turned on the ignition, fuel pump came on. I pumped the fuel out into a container, the old fuel. So I went down to the store, got 10 gallons of super, some diesel for the heater. I got some fluid in there. I buttoned up underneath, got the radiator on, so it's down to just adding some water, and then I'll cycle the water through there with the electric pump. I'm gonna have to lift the car up to get the welding cart out of the way back here, so I can add the fuel, because the gas tank on Mustangs, everyone knows, is on the back. And yeah, then it'll be probably time to lower her down again, fuel it up, start it up, and see how she does. Add some transmission fluid and keep rolling with it. I don't think I've forgotten anything, so we'll have to see how it all lays out. I'll put you on a stand and on the first startup. Alright, well, I didn't get the first startup. I'm sorry about that. These couple of wires were disconnected down here. I'm going to have to work with them, make them a little longer. But it wasn't energizing the coil, so it was just turning over. Once I plugged those in, I went in and hit it and just pam right up. I shut it right off so I can make sure I had fluids and everything done. Got a little water leak here. I'm not liking that, and a little bit down here. I might have to put some sealant on, but we're gonna go ahead and give her a start up and see she'll warm up a little bit and how she does. So see if I can get it on there, and then we'll start it up. All right, it's gonna be loud. It's got open headers, so sorry about that. Adjust your volume for a minute. Figured I'd get you updated. So it's out in the front yard now. I've been taking it for a couple rides, doing some tuning. What we did is I added the nitrous plate as you saw in the video, but I don't have any of these on it, so I need to check these for vacuum leaks. I'm pretty sure the solenoids are closed, so there won't be any vacuum leaks, but I'll check. Trying to get my fuel system, make sure it's solid. So I mounted a GoPro camera here and went for a ride, and I'm running 7 psi under load, as best load as I can. It's got a little bit of a breaking up issue, starting about 4,000 RPMs. I'm suspecting my coil. It is an older coil, so might replace that. Pulled about 10 degrees of timing out of it. That made a whole bunch of difference, but that might be because the coil's not, giving it a good enough spark for the cylinder pressure that we're creating. Put these guys on, cleaned up the spark plugs. I've got another port over here, but it's plugged for the nitrous when we get ready to, and I've got some fittings ordered to, fuel goes to there. I'm going to put a 90 here so this goes straight over. It looks a little funny. This is ½ -8, I think, and this is only -6, but I had this laying around, so it's just the way it is. I'm generating my pressure here, so it shouldn't matter, even though this is a little bit bigger. Which is probably why I'm seeing as much pressure drop. It's a whole pound when I'm under load, but it's still, I run it up to 8, so it'll be in the 7 when it's under load. I'm going to add 2 more jets. According to my oxygen sensor, I'm running a little bit lean, kind of bumping up into the mid-13s. So I'm going to put 74s in here. I'll leave the 80s in until I can really see what's going on in the secondaries. Like I said, about 4 grand is starting to break up, so it's a little difficult to tune until you get it running good, and then you pull your numbers in later. Anyway, so tomorrow I'm gonna finish upgrading my lights in the shop, and then I will get back on this guy. I'll do the jetting, I also need to replace this coil wire. I just put one on that I had. I realized this is an AutoZone part instead of an MSD. I got my MSD at my buddy's house. I left it on his engine stand, so we'll work with that. And yeah, I'll keep you up to date. We'll go for a ride when I get it all running good. Okay, 68 Mustang. The hood, the stock hood, fit the 351 Windsor with the 850 carb and a 1/2-inch nitrous plate. Stock hood. Ain't got no air cleaner on there, but stock hood. So, kid's doing the 69 Ford truck hood, but we're also using up some of the sandpaper on the other parts of the Mustang to get some better primer on it, like we did the hood. You'll see in the video. Yeah, cool man.